Who's there?
Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself.
Long live the king.
Bernardo,
He?
you come most carefully upon your hour.
'Tis struck 12 now.
'Tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart.
Have you had a quiet guard?
Not a mouse stirring.
Look ho, who comes there?
Friends to this ground.
And liegeman to the Dane.
Hola, Bernardo.
Horatio?
A piece of him.
Welcome, Horatio.
Have you seen anything tonight?
I've seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight twice seen of us.
Tush, 'twill not appear.
Sit down a while, and let me assail your ears with what me and Marcellus have 2 nights seen.
Well, sit we down, and let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night, upon yon same star from western pole came to illume this part of heaven where it now burns. When Marcellus, the bell-beating one,
Peace! Break thee off! Look, where it comes again.
in the same figure, like the king, that's dead.
Is it thou art a scholar? Speak to it, Horatio.
Look it not like the king? Mark it, Horatio.
Most like it harrows me with fear and wonder.
Question it, Horatio.
What art thou that usurpest this time of night, together with that fair and warlike form, in which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march? By heaven, I charge thee, speak.
It is offended.
See, it stalks away.
Stay, speak. I'll cross it though it blast me. Stay, illusion. If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done, that may to thee do grace and ease to me, speak. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, oh, speak.
Shall I strike it with my partisan?
Do if it will not stand.
'Tis here.
'Tis here.
'Tis gone. We do it wrong, being so majestical, to offer it the show of violence.
It was about to speak when the cock crew.
And then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons.
'Tis gone, and will not answer.
In what particular thought to think, I know not. But in the gross and scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our state. But look, the morn in mantle russet clad walks o'er the hill of yon high eastward wall. Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For upon my life, this spirit dumb to us will speak to him. Do you consent that we shall acquaint him with it, as needful our loves, fitting our duty?
Let's do it, I pray, and I this morning know where we shall find him most conveniently.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us befitted, to bear our hearts in grief and our whole kingdom, to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wisest sorrows think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore our sometime sister, now our queen, have we, as troth, a defeated joy, with mirth and funeral, and with dirge and marriage, taken to wife, nor we herein barred your better wisdoms, which have freely gone, with this affair alone. For all our thanks. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. You cannot speak of reason to the Dane and lose your voice. The head is not more native to the heart, the hand more instrumental to the mouth. then is the throne of Denmark to thy father. What wouldst thou have, Laertes?
My dread lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence, though willingly I did embark, to show my duty at your coronation. Yet now I must confess, that duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again towards France, and bow them to your gracious leave and humble pardon.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave by laborsome petition. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes, time be thine, and thy best graces spend it at thy will. But now, my cousin Hamlet, and my son,
A little more than kin, and less than kind.
how is it that the clouds still hang upon you?
Not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted color off, and let thine eye look again like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. For thou knowest 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam? Nay, it is, I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for these are actions that a man might play. But I have that within which passeth show, these but the trappings and the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know, your father lost a father, and that father lost his. We pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne. For your intent, in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you to remain here, in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin and son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us, go not to Wittenberg.
I shall, in all my best, obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and fair reply. Be as ourself in Denmark. Come away.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh God, God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. But 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2, must I remember? Why, she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet, within a month, let me not think on't, frailty thy name is woman, a little month, ere those shoes were old with which he followed my poor father's body, like Niobe, all tears. She married with my uncle, my father's brother. Within a month, she married. O most wicked speed to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheaths. It is not, nor it cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
I am glad to see thee well, Horatio, or I do forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
Sir, good friend, I'll change that name with you. But what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio? Marcellus?
My good lord,
I am glad to see thee. Good even, sir. But what, in faith, make you from Wittenberg?
A truant disposition, good my lord.
I would not hear your enemies say so. But what is your affair at Elsinore?
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I prithee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, they followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. I would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, or ever I had seen that day. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man, take him for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw? Who?
The king your father.
The king my father.
Seizing your admiration for a while with an intent ear, till I may deliver, upon the witness of these gentlemen, this marvel to you.
For God's love, let me hear.
2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, in the dead vast and middle of night, been thus encountered. A figure, like your father, armed at point, exactly capape appears before them, and goes by with slow and solemn march. This to me, in dreadful secrecy in part they did. I with them the 3rd night kept the watch. Your father comes. I knew your father, these hands are not more alike.
But where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watched.
Did you not speak to it?
Oh yes, my lord, but answer made it none.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true.
Hold you the watch tonight.
We do, my lord.
Armed, say you,
Armed, my lord.
from top to toe.
My lord, from head to foot.
Then saw you not its face?
Yes, my lord, he wore his beaver up,
What, looked he frowningly?
a countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
I would I had been there.
It would have much amazed you.
I will watch tonight, perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
And if it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. So, fare you well. Upon the platform, betwixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
Our duty to your honor.
Your loves as mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit in arms. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come! Till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth o'erwhelm them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, as the winds give benefit and convoy is assistant, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
For Hamlet and for the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion in a toy and blood, the perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more. But so?
Think it not so. Perhaps he loves you now, but you must fear. His greatness weighed, his will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice depends the safety and health of this whole state. Then, if he say he loves you, and fits your wisdom so far to believe it, as he in his particular act and place may give his saying deed, which goes no further than the main voice of Denmark goes withal. Then weigh what loss your honor may sustain, if with too credent ear you list his songs, or lose your heart to his bewitching ways. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of his affection, out of the shot and danger of desire.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep, as watchman to my heart. But, good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whiles, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed.
Oh, fear me not, I'm stayed too long. But here my father comes.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard, aboard for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with you. And these few precepts in thy memory see thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear it that the opposed may beware of thee. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for a loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This, above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, thy blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave.
The time invites you. Go, your servants tend.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to thee.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell.
What is Ophelia he hath said to you?
So please you. Something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Aye, marry well bethought. 'Tis told me he hath very oft of late given private time to you. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late, made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection? Pooh, you speak like a green girl. Do you believe these tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Marry, I'll teach you. Think yourself a baby that you obtain these tenders for true pay which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly. Or, not to crack the wind of the poor phrase, running it thus, you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion.
Aye, fashion you may call it. Go to, go to.
He hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Aye, springes to catch woodcocks. I do know, when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, giving more light than heat, extinct in both, you must not take for fire. In few, Ophelia, do not believe his vows. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth have you so slander any moment's leisure as to give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. Come your ways.
I shall obey, my lord.
The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold.
It is a nipping and eager air.
What hour now?
I think it lacks of 12.
Nay, it is struck.
Indeed, my lord, I heard it not. Look, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou a spirit of help, or goblin damned. Bring with thee airs from heaven, or blast from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable. Thou comest in such a questionable shape. Then I'll speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Royal Dane.
It beckons you to go away with it.
Look with what courteous action it waves you to a more removed ground, but do not go with it.
No, by no means.
It will not speak, then I'll follow it.
Do not, my lord.
Why, what should be the fear? My life I do not set at a pin's fee. And as for my soul, what can it do to that? It's being a thing as immortal as itself. Still I am called. I will follow it.
You shall not, my lord.
Hold off your hand.
Be ruled, you shall not go.
It waves me forth again. Hold off your hands. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him who lets me. I say, away. Go on, I'll follow thee.
He waxes desperate with imagination.
Nay, let's fall. 'Tis not fit thus to obey him.
Have after, to what issue will this come?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct it.
Nay, let's follow him.
Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour has almost come, when I, to sulphurous and tormenting flames, must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but let me serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak, I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge what thou shalt hear?
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast and fires, until the foul crimes done in my decent nature are burnt and purged away. And that I am forbid to tell the secret of my prison house, and not to tell a tale whose slightest word would herald thy soul and freeze thy young blood. Oh, make my eyes like stars that start from spears, thy knotted and combined locks part, and each particular hair stands on end, like the quills of a fretful permentine, that this eternal blazon must not be to ears of flesh and blood. List, list, oh list, if ever thy dearest father did love, revenge is foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder?
Murder, as it is best, but strange and unnatural.
Haste me to know it, that I with wings as swift as meditation or thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge.
I find thee apt now, Hamlet, here, 'tis, given out that, sleeping within my orchard, upon the sacred arbor that, sleeping within my orchard, the serpent stung me, so to the whole ear of Denmark, is but such a forged process of my death. Rankly abused, but know thy noble soul, the serpent that stung thy dear father now wears the crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle.
Ah, the incestuous, adulterous beast, with witchcraft wits and tormenting gifts. Oh, wicked wits and gifts, that hast the power so to seduce one to shameful lust. Oh, my most seeming victorious queen. Oh, Hamlet, what falling off was there, that love of such dignity, that hand in hand must vow upon marriage to recline, upon a wretch whose natural gifts are poor of those to mine, by virtue must not go. Lust, elude this court as the shape of heaven. A radiant angel linked in a celestial bed must prey on garbage. But soft, methinks, I scent the morning air. Brief, let me be, sleeping within my orchard, upon that sacred arbor that thy uncle stole, with the juices of the cursed heaven on in a vial, and the porches of my ear, that such vigor that doth possess on the blood of man and on thy body, thy eager milk droppings, as thin as those of mine, most lizard-like on my smooth body. Thus, I was sleeping on my brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched, cut off from the bottoms of my sin, unhoused, disappointed, unnailed. Oh, horrible, most horrible. Let not the bed of Denmark be a couch for the luxuriant and damned incest. As for my mother, leave her to heaven at once. Let not my mind nor soul contrive thy pure, unaffectional fire. Adieu, adieu, Hamlet, remember me.
Oh, fie! Hold my heart, and you, my sinews, grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee? Yea, from the table of my memory I'll wipe away all trivial, fond records. O most pernicious woman! O villain, smiling, damn villain! My tables, meet it is I set it down that one may smile and be a villain. At least I'm sure it may be so in Denmark. So, uncle, there you are. Now to my word, it is adieu, adieu. Remember me. I have sworn.
My lord,
my lord. Lord Hamlet.
Heaven secure him.
So be it.
How is it, my noble lord?
What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful.
Good, my lord, tell it.
Nay, you'll reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven.
Nor I, my lord.
How say you then? You'll be secret?
I,
my lord, by heaven.
There's ne'er a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an errant knave.
My lord, there needs no ghost come from the grave to tell us this.
Why, right. You are in the right. And so I hold it fit that we shake hands and part. And, for my own poor part, look you, I'll go pray.
My lord, these are but wild and whirling words.
I'm sorry they offend you. Hardly. Yes, i' faith, hardly.
There's no offense.
Yes, by St. Patrick, but there is, Horatio, and much offense too. Touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost. That let me tell you. Give me one poor request. Never make known what you have seen tonight.
My lord, we will not.
Mine. Nay, but swear it.
In faith, my lord, not I.
Nor I, my lord, in faith.
Upon my sword.
My lord, we have sworn already.
Indeed, upon my sword, indeed.
Swear!
Aha, boy. Sayest thou so? Art thou there, true penny? Come, thou hearest the fellow in the cellarage. Consent to swear.
Propose the oath.
Never to speak of that which you have seen. Swear by my sword.
Swear!
He get too bleak, then we'll shift our ground. Come hither, gentlemen. Never to speak of that which you have seen. Swear by my sword.
Swear!
Well said, old mole. Canst thou work in the earth so fast? Once more remove, good friends.
Oh, night and day, but this is wondrous strange.
Then as a stranger, give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, swear by my sword.
Swear!
Rest, perturbed spirit. So, gentlemen, let us go in together, and still your fingers on your lips, I pray. The time is out of joint, O cursed spite, that ever I were born to set it right.
How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
Oh, my lord, I have been so affrighted.
With what?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and perfect, as if he had been loosed out of hell, to speak of horrors he comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
I do not know, my lord, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of all his arm, and with his other hand, thus o'er his brow, he falls to such a perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last, a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes, for out of the door he went without their helps, and to the last bended their light on me.
Come, go we to the king. This is the very ecstasy of love. What, have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my lord, but as you did command, I did repel his letters and denied his access to me.
That hath made him mad. Come, go with me. This must be known.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, that we much did long to see you. The need to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation? What it should be more than his father's death, I cannot dream of. I entreat you both, being of so young of days brought up with him, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court, to draw him on to pleasures and to gather, so much as from occasion you may glean, whether aught afflicts him thus, that open lies within our remedy.
Your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might, by the sovereign power of your honor, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
But we both obey, and here give up ourselves to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son. Go to where Hamlet is.
Heavens, make our practice and our presence pleasant and helpful to him.
Aye, amen.
My lord, I am the father of good news. I do think I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that do I long to hear. He tells me, my dear Gertrude, he hath found the head and source of all your son's distemper.
I doubt it is no other but the main, his father's death and our hasty marriage.
My liege, and madam, to expostulate. What majesty should be, what duty is. Why, day is day, night, night, and time is time. We're nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness its limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, what is't but to be nothing else but mad. But let that go.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true. A foolish figure, but farewell it, for I will use no art. Mad let us grant him then, and now remains that we find out the cause of this effect. Or rather say, the cause of this defect. For this effect defective comes by cause. Now it remains, and the remainder thus. I have a daughter, have while she is mine, who, in her duty and obedience, mark, hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. That's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase. But you shall hear. In her excellent white bosom, these, etc.
Came this from Hamlet to her?
Good madam, stay a while, I will be faithful. Doubt that the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. O dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best, O most best, believe it. Adieu. Thine evermore, most dear lady, while this machine is to him, Hamlet. This, in obedience, hath my daughter shown me.
But how has she received his love?
What do you think of me, my lord?
As of a man faithful and honorable.
I would fain prove so, but what might you think if, when I had seen this hot love on the wing, as I perceived it, I must tell you that, before my daughter told me. What might you think if I had looked upon this love with idle sight? No, I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince. Out of thy star, this must not be. And then I precepts gave her, that she should lock herself from his resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens, which done, she took the fruits of my advice, and he, repulsed, a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, thence into a fast, thence to a watch, thence to a weakness, thence to a lightness, and by this declension into the madness wherein now he raves, and we all mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be, very likely.
How will we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras then, mark the encounter. If he love her not, and be not from his reason fallen thereon, let me be no assistant for a state, but keep a farm and carters. Ugh.
We will try it.
Look, where Sally the poor wretch comes reading.
Away, I do beseech you, both away. I'll board him presently. How doth my good lord, Hamlet?
Well, God a mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent well. You are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord?
Aye, sir. To be honest, as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That's very true, my lord.
For if the sun breed maggots in a dead dog, being good kissing carrion, have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it.
Still harping on my daughter. And yet he knew me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. He is far gone, far gone. And truly, in my youth, I did suffer much extremity for love. Very near this. I'll speak to him again. My lord, what do you read?
Words, words, words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
Slanders, sir. For the satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they have a most plentiful lack of wit, together with most weak hams. All which, sir, though I most powerfully and potently believe, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down. For yourself, sir, should be as old as I am, if like a crab you could go backwards.
Though this is madness, yet there is method in it. My lord, will you walk out of the air?
Into my grave.
That is out of the air. How pregnant sometimes his replies are. Happiness that often madness hits on. I will most humbly take my leave, my lord.
Cannot take from me anything I will more willingly part with all, except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Oh, very well, my lord. Look you for the Lord Hamlet. There he is.
My honored lord.
My most dear lord.
My excellent good friends, how dost thou, Guildenstern? Ah, Rosencrantz. Good lads, how do ye both?
As the different children of the earth, my lord.
Happy in that we are not over happy. On fortune's cap, we are not very bottom.
Nor the soles of her shoe?
Neither, my lord.
Oh, most true. What's the news?
None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest.
Then is doomsday near. But your news is not true. Let me question you more in particular. What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you off to prison hither?
Prison, my lord.
Denmark's a prison.
Why then, your ambition makes it one. 'Tis too narrow for your mind.
Oh, I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself king of infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams.
Which dreams indeed are ambition, for the very substance of the ambitious is merely the shadow of a dream.
A dream itself is but a shadow.
And I hold it of so airy and light a quality, it is but a shadow's shadow.
Shall we to court? For in faith I cannot reason.
We shall, my lord. We'll wait upon you.
No such matter. I would not sort you with the rest of my servants, for to speak to you like an honest man, I am most dreadfully attended. But in the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Beggar that I am even poor in thanks. But I thank you. Were you not sent for? Is it of your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me. Come, come. Nay, speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. You were sent for, and there is a kind of confession in your looks that your modesties are not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me, but I conjure you, be even and direct with me, whether you were sent for or no.
What say you?
Nay, I have an eye of you. If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for.
Let me tell you why. I have, of late, though wherefore I know not, lost all of my mirth. And indeed, it goes so heavily upon my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me but a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof, fretted with golden fires, why to me it appears no other than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is a man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. But to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me, no, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in our thoughts.
Why did you laugh then, when I said man delights not me?
To think, my lord, if you delight not in man, then what Lenten entertainment shall the players receive? Hither are they coming.
He that plays the king shall be welcome. His majesty shall have tribute of me. What players are they?
Good ones, my lord, the tragedians of the city.
Gentlemen, you are welcome to Elsinore, your hands, but my uncle, father, and aunt, mother, are deceived.
In what, my lord?
I am only mad north, northwest. When the wind is southerly, I can tell a hawk from a handsaw.
Well be with you, gentlemen.
Look you, Guildenstern, and you too. The great baby that you see before you is not yet out of his swaddling clouds.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
My lord, I have news to tell you. When Roscius was an actor in Rome,
The actors are come hither, my lord.
buzz, buzz.
Upon mine honor,
Then came each actor on his ass.
the best actors in the world, whether for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral, historical pastoral, tragical historical, tragical comical historical pastoral, scene indivisible, or poem unlimited. Seneca cannot be too heavy, nor Plautus too light. For the law of writ and the liberty, these are the only men.
Old Jephthah, judge of Israel, what treasure hadst thou?
What a treasure had he, my lord?
Why, one fair daughter, and no more, the which he loved passing well.
Still on my daughter.
Am I not in the right, old Jephthah?
If you call me Jephthah, my lord, I have a daughter that I love passing well.
Nay, that follows not.
What follows then, my lord?
The players! Welcome, masters, welcome all. I am glad to see thee well. Welcome, old friends, oh, my old friend. We'll have a speech straight. Come, a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech.
What speech, my lord?
I heard thee speak me a speech once, though it was never acted, or if it was, not above once. For the play, I remember, pleased not the million. 'Twas caviare to the general. One speech in it I chiefly loved. It dealt with Priam's slaughter. If it live in your memory, begin at this line. Let me see. The rugged Pyrrhus, like the Hyrcanian beast. It is not so. It begins with Pyrrhus. The rugged Pyrrhus, the hellish Pyrrhus, old grandsire Priam seeks. So, proceed you.
Anon he finds him, striking too short at Greeks. His antique sword, rebellious to his arm, lies where it falls. Repugnant to command, unequal matched, Pyrrhus at Priam stood, in rage strikes wide. So, as a painted tyrant, Pyrrhus stood, and like a neutral to his will and matter, did nothing.
This is too long.
It shall to the barbers with your beard. Come, he's for a jig or a tale of bawdry, or he sleeps. Say on, come to Hecuba.
But who, oh, who had seen the mobled queen?
The mobled queen.
That's good. The mobled queen is good.
Run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames. But if the gods themselves did see her then, unless things mortal move them not at all, would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven, and passion in the gods.
Look whether she has not turned her color and has tears in her eyes. Pray you no more.
Very well. I'll have thee speak out the rest soon. Good my lord, will you see these players well bestowed? Do you hear? Let them be well used, for they are the abstract and brief chronicles of the time. After your death, it were better you had a bad epitaph than their ill report while you live.
Come, sirs.
We'll have play tomorrow night. Follow him, friends. Dost thou hear me, old friend? Canst thou play the murder?
Aye, my lord.
We'll have it tomorrow night. You could, for a need, study a speech of some 12 or 16 lines that I would set down and insert in't. Could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that lord and look you mock him not. Friends, leave me till night.
Okay.
Aye, so God be with you. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I! Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force her soul so to her own conceit that from her working all her visage wand, tears in her eyes, distraction in aspect, a broken voice, and her whole function suiting with forms to her conceit, and all for nothing, for Hecuba. What's Hecuba to her, or she to Hecuba, that she should weep for her? What would she do, had she the motive and the cue for passion that I have? She would drown the stage in tears, and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty, and appall the free, confound the ignorant, and amaze indeed the very faculties of eyes and ears. I should have fatted all the regent's kites with this slave's fall. Bloody, bawdy villain, remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain, oh vengeance! Why, what an ass am I about my brain? I've heard that guilty creatures, sitting at a play, have by the very cunning of the scene been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tend him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The spirit I've seen may be the devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. All have grounds more relative than this. The play's a thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
And can you, by no drift of circumstance, get from him why he puts on this confusion?
He does confess he finds himself confused, but by what cause he will for no means speak.
Nor did we find him forward to be sounded, but with a crafty madness keeps aloof.
Did you assay him any pastime?
Madame, aye. Of certain players we told him of, and there did seem to be a certain joy to hear of it.
'Tis most true, and he did beseech me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, it doth much content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further edge, and draw his purpose on to these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as twere by accident, may here affront Ophelia, her father and myself, lawful espials, will so bestow ourselves that, seeing, unseen, we may of their encounter frankly judge, and gather by him, as he is behaved, if it be the affliction of his love or no, that thus he suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do hope that your good beauties may be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness. So shall I hope your virtues will bring him to his wonted way again, to both your honors.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here. Gracious, so please you, will bestow ourselves. Read on this book, that show of such an exercise may color your loneliness. We are oft to blame in this, that with devotion's visage and pious action, we do sugar o'er the devil himself.
Oh, 'tis too true, how smart a lash that speech doth give my conscience. The harlot's cheek, beautied with plastering art, is not more ugly to the thing that helps it, than is my deed to my most painted word. Oh, heavy burthen.
I hear him coming. Let's away, my lord.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by a sleep, to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream, aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that the patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his own quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but for the fear of something after death? That undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus conscience makes cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er by the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment to this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have some remembrances of yours, which I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
Nay, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did. And with them, words of so sweet breath composed, as made the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again, for to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Ha! Are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
For if you be both honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly. For the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd, than the force of honesty translate beauty into his likeness. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, but I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my beck than I have thought to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where is your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens!
To a nunnery go, and quickly too. Farewell. Or if thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool, for wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery go. Farewell.
Oh, heavenly powers, restore him!
Go to, I'll no more aunt, it had made me mad. We'll have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go!
Oh, what a noble mind is here o'erthrown! The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancy and rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion and the mold of form, the observed of all observers, quite down. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey from his music vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells, jangled out of tune and harsh, that unmatched form and feature of blown youth blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, see what I see.
Love, his affections do not that way tend, nor what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There was something in his soul, o'er which his melancholy sits on brood, and I do doubt the hatch and the disclose will be of some danger, which for to prevent, I have in quick determination thus set it down. He shall with speed to England for the demand of our neglected tribute.
It shall do well. But yet I do believe the origin and commencement of his grief sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia? You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said. We heard it all. My lord, if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his griefs. Let her be round with him, and I'll be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. If she find him not, to England send him, or confine him where your wisdoms best shall think.
It shall be so. Madness and great ones must not unwatched go.
What ho, Horatio!
Here, sweet lord, at your service.
There is a play tonight before the king. One scene of it comes near the circumstance that I have told thee of my father's death. I prithee, when thou seest the act afoot, observe mine uncle.
I will, my lord, and if he steal aught the whilst this play is playing, and escape detecting, I will pay the theft.
They're coming to the play. I must be idle. Get you a place.
How fair is our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent, if faith, of the chameleon's dish. I eat the air, promise crammed. You cannot feed captains so.
I have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now. My lord, you played once in the university, you say?
I did, my lord, and was accounted a good actor.
What did you enact?
I did enact Julius Caesar. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
It was a brute part of him to kill so capital a calf there. Are the players ready?
Aye, my lord, they wait upon your patience.
Come, my dear Hamlet, and sit by me.
Nay, good mother, here's metal more attractive.
Oh, ho, do you mark that?
I bow to thee, attractive metal.
You are merry, my lord.
Who, I?
I, my lord.
Oh, what should man do but be merry? For look you how cheerfully my mother is. And my father died within these 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long? By heavens! 2 months dead, and not forgotten yet. Then there's hope a great man's memory may outlive his life half a year.
For us and for our tragedy, here stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing patiently.
Is this a prologue or the posy of a ring?
'Tis brief, my lord.
As woman's love.
Full 30 times hath Phoebus' cart gone round, Neptune's salt wash, and Tellus' orb ground. 30 dozen moons with borrowed sheen unite commutual in most sacred bands.
So many journeys may the sun and the moon make us again count o'er, ere love be done. But woe is me! You are so sick of late, so far from cheer and from your former state, that I distrust you. Yet though I distrust, discomfort you, my lord, it nothing must. For women fear too much, even as they love, and women's fear and love hold quantity, in neither aught or in extremity. Now what my love is, proof hath made you know. And as my love is sized, my fear is so. Where love grows great, the littlest doubts are fear. Where little fears grow great, great love grows there.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operant powers their functions leave to do, and thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, loved. For a husband shalt thou—
Oh, confound the rest! Such love must needs be treason in my breast. In second husband let me be accursed. None wed the second, but who'd killed the first?
Wormwood, wormwood.
The instances that second marriage move are base respects of thrift, but none of love. A second time I kill my husband dead, when second husband kisses me in bed.
I do believe you think what now you speak, but what we determined we oft break. When thy second husband kisses thee in bed, you shall die thy thoughts after thy first lord is dead.
Nor earth to give me food, nor heaven light. Sport and repose lock from me, day and night. To desperation turn my trust and hope. In anchor's cheer in prison be my scope. Each opposite that blanks the face of joy, mute what I would have well, and it destroy. Both here and hence pursue me lasting strife, if, once a widow, ever I be wife.
'Tis deeply sworn, sweet, leave me here a while. The tedious day would sleep, and fain I would beguile.
Sleep rock thy brain, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offense in it?
They do but jest. Poison in jest. No offense in the world.
What do you call the play?
The Mousetrap. This one is Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You are as good as a chorus, my lord.
Come, murderer, pox, leave thy damnable faces, and begin. The croaking raven doth bellow for revenge.
Thoughts black, hands act, drugs fit, and time agreeing. Without confederate season, else no creatures seen. With hectates span, thrice blasted, thrice infected, thou magic and dire property, on wholesome life usurp immediately.
He poisons him in the garden for his estate. His name's Gonzago. The story is extant and writ in choice Italian. You will see how the murderer wins the love of Gonzago's wife.
The king rises.
What, frighted with false fire?
How fares, my lord?
Give o'er the play.
Give me some lights. Away.
Lights.
Oh, let stricken deer go weep, and the heart ungalled play. For some must watch, while some must sleep. So runs the world away. Oh, good Horatio, I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000. Didst perceive?
Very well.
Upon talk of the poisoning.
I did note him very well.
My lord, vouchsafe me a word with you.
Sir, a whole history.
The king, sir.
Aye, sir, what of him?
In his retirement, marvelous distemper.
With drink, sir?
Nay, my lord, put your discourse into some frame, and start not so wildly for my affair.
I am tame, sir. Pronounce.
The queen your mother, in most great affliction of spirit, hath sent me to you.
You are welcome.
My lord, this courtesy is not of the right breed. If it shall please you to make me a wholesome answer, I shall do your mother's commandment. If not, your pardon and my return shall be the end of our business.
Sir, I cannot.
What, my lord?
Make you a wholesome answer. My wit's diseased.
Your mother desires to speak with you in her closet ere you go to bed.
We will obey her, were she 10 times our mother. Have you any further trade with us?
My lord, you once did love me.
So I do still by these pickers and stealers.
Good, my lord. What is the cause of your distemper? You do surely bar the door upon your own liberty if you deny your griefs to your own friend.
Sir, I lack advancement.
How can that be when you have the voice of the king for your succession in Denmark?
Aye, but sir, while the grass grows, the proverb is something musty. To withdraw with you, why do you go about to recover the wind of me, as if you would drive me into a toil?
My lord, if my duty is too bold, my love is too unmannerly.
I do not well understand that. Will you play upon this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
I have not the skill, my lord.
I beseech you.
Believe me, I cannot.
'Tis as easy as lying. Govern these vintages with your fingers and thumb, give it breath with your mouth, and it will discourse most eloquent music. Look you, these are the stops.
My lord, I cannot command any utterance of harmony from this instrument.
Look you, how unworthy a thing you make of me. You would play upon me. You would seem to know my stops. You would pluck out the heart of my mystery. You would sound me from my lowest note to the top of my compass. And there is much music, excellent voice in this little organ, yet you cannot make it speak. S'blood, do you think I am easier to be played on than a pipe? Call me what instrument you will. Though you can fetch me, yet you cannot play upon me. God be with you, sir.
My lord, the queen would speak with you, and presently.
Do you see yonder cloud that's almost in shape of a camel?
By the mass, and 'tis like a camel indeed.
Methinks it is like a weasel.
It is backed like a weasel.
Or like a whale.
Very like a whale.
Then I will come to my mother, by and by. They fool me to the top of my bent, but I will come, by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said. Leave me, friends. Now 'tis the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn, and hell itself breathes out contagion to the world. Now may I drink hot blood, and do such bitter business as the day would quake to look on.
offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. Pray can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will. My stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. And, like a man to double business bound, I stand and pause where I shall first begin, and both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Whereto serves mercy, but to confront the visage of offense. My fault is past, but oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, since I am still possessed of those effects for which I did with the murder. Try what repentance can. What can it not? But what can it when one cannot repent? O wretched state! O bosom black as death! O lime soul, that struggling to be free art the more engaged. Help! Angels, make essay! Bow stubborn knees and heart with strings of steel. Be as soft as the sinews of a newborn babe. All may be well.
Now might I do it pat. Now he's praying, and now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven, and so I am revenged. That would be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that I, his sole son, thus the same villain sent to heaven. Oh, this is higher in salary, not revenge. When he is drunk, asleep, or in his rage, then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and his soul may be as damned and black as hell, whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
He will come straight. Look you be round with him. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with.
Mother, mother, mother!
I'll warn you. Fear me not. Withdraw.
I hear him coming.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, hast thou father much offended?
Mother, thou hast my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
By the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay then, all said those few that can speak.
Come, come, and sit you down. You shall not budge.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help, ho!
What ho? Help, help, help! How now? A rat? Dead for a ducat, dead.
Oh, I am slain.
Oh me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed this is!
A bloody deed? Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, 'twas my word. Thou rash, intruding fool, farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy is some danger. Leave the wringing of your hands, sit you down, and let me wring your heart.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the blush and grace of modesty.
Me, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index?
Look you on this picture and on this, the counterfeit presentiment of two brothers. Look you what a grace was seated on this brow, Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself, an eye like Mars, to threaten and command. This was your husband. Look you now, what follows. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Can you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor? Have you eyes? You cannot call it love.
Oh, Hamlet, speak no more. Thou hast turned my eyes into my very soul, and now I see such dark and brain spots as will not leave their taint. These words like daggers enter mine ears no more, sweet Hamlet.
A murderer and a villain, a slave that is not 20th part the tithe of his precedent lord, a vice of kings.
No more!
A king of shreds and patches. Save me, and hover o'er me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure?
Alas, he is mad.
Come you not your tardy son to chide?
Do not forgive his visitation, is but wet, and almost blunt in purpose. Oh, look, in amazement on my mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Sight to weakest bodies and strongest works. Oh, Hamlet, speak to her.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you, that you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with your incorporeal air do hold discourse? Whereon do you look?
On him, look you how pale he glares.
To whom do you speak this?
See you nothing there?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Nor did you nothing hear?
No.
Look you how it steals away, and my father, in his habits as he lived.
This is the very coinage of your brain. O Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Oh, throw away the worser part of it, and live the pure with the other half. For this same Lord I do repent. Heaven hath pleased it so to punish this with me, and me with this. I will bestow him. Mother, good night. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother.
As England is our faithful tributary, as love between us like the palm might flourish, as peace still her wheaten garland wear. Where is your son?
Ah, my good lord, what I have seen tonight.
What, Gertrude, how dost Hamlet?
Mad as the sea and wind, when both contend, which is the mightier? In his lawless fit, behind the arras, hearing something stir, whips out his rapier, cries, a rat, and in this brainish apprehension, kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed. It had been so with us had we been there. His liberty is full of threats to all, to you, to us, to everyone. Where is he gone?
To draw apart the body he hath killed.
Ho, Guildenstern! Hamlet in madness hath Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet he hath dragged him. I pray you, seek him out, speak fair, and bring his body hence into the chapel.
Aye, my lord.
Come, Gertrude, we'll call up our wisest friends, and let them know what's happened and what we mean to do. Oh, come away, my soul is full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed.
Hamlet, Lord Hamlet.
What noise? Who calls on Hamlet? Oh, here they come.
What have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
Compounded it with dust, whereto 'tis kin.
Tell us where the body is, that we may take it hence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it.
Believe why?
That I can keep your counsel and not mine own.
Lord Hamlet, you must tell us where the body is, that we may take it hence and bear it to the chapel. Come with us to your father.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord?
Of nothing. Bring me to him, hide fox and all after.
I have sent to seek him and to find the body. How dangerous it is that this man goes loose. How now? What hath befallen?
Where the body is bestowed, my lord, we cannot get it from him.
But where is he gone?
Guarded, my lord, to know your pleasure.
Bring him before us.
Ho, Guildenstern.
Now, Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper.
At supper, where?
Not where he eats, but where he's eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are in him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures else to fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but variable service. 2 dishes, but at 1 table. That's the end.
Alas, alas.
A man may eat of a fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of a fish that hath fed of that worm.
What dost you mean by this?
Only to show you how a king may go a progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven, send hither to see. If your messenger finds him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But if you find him not within this month, you will nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
Go seek him there. Hamlet, this steed for thine especial safety, which we do tender, for which we dearly grieve, for which thou hast done, must send thee hence to England.
To England?
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
So it is, if thou knewest our purposes.
I see a cherub that sees them. But come, for England, farewell, dear mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh. And so, my mother, come for England.
Follow him close. Tempt him with speed aboard. I'll have him hence tonight. And England, if my love thou holdest at aught, as my great power thereof may give thee sense, thou mayest not coldly set the sovereign process which imports at full, by letters congruing to that effect, the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like the hectic in my blood he rages, till I know 'tis done. However my haps, my joys will never begin. Do it, England.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
Why, how now, Ophelia?
How should I your true love know from another one? By his cockle hat and staff and his sandal shoe.
Alas, sweet lady, what imports this song?
Say you? Nay, pray you mark. He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his head a grass green turf, at his heels a stone.
Nay, but Ophelia. Alas, look here, my lord.
Lightened with sweet flowers, which bewept the grave did go, with true love showers.
How do you, pretty lady?
Well, God willed you. They say the owl was a baker's daughter. Lord, we know what we are, but know not what we may be.
Conceit upon her father.
I pray you, let's have no words of this. But when they ask you what it means, say this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day. All in a mourning betime, and I a maid at your window to be your Valentine. Then up he rose and donned his clothes, and duped the chamber door. Let in a maid, that out a maid, never departed more.
Pretty Ophelia, how long has she been thus?
I hope all will be well. We must be patient. But I cannot choose but weep, to think they should lay him in the cold ground. My brother shall know of it. I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night.
Follow her close. I pray you, good Horatio. Oh, it is the poison of deep grief that springs from her father's death. Oh, Gertrude, Gertrude, when sorrows come, they come not in single spies, but in battalions.
Alack, what noise is this?
Where is this king? Oh, thou vile king, give me my father!
Calmly, good Laertes.
What is the cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? Let him go, Gertrude. Do not fear our person. Tell me, Laertes, why art thou thus incensed? Let him go, Gertrude. Speak, man.
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with.
That I am guiltless of your father's death, and am most sensible in grief for it. It shall as level to your judgment pierce, as day does to your eye.
How now? What noise is that? Oh heavens! Dry up my brains. Tears 7 times salt. Dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia. Oh heavens, is it possible that a young maid's wits should be as mortal as an old man's life?
They bore him barefaced on the bier. Hey, nonny, nonny, hey, nonny. And in its grave reigned many a tear. Fare you well, my dove.
Haddest thou thy wits, and didst persuade revenge, it could not move thus.
You must sing her down, and you call him a downer. Oh, how the whale becomes it! It is the false steward who stole his master's daughter.
This, nothing's more the matter.
There's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. There is pansies. That's for thoughts.
A document of madness, thoughts and remembrance fitted.
There's fennel for you and columbines. There's rue for you, and here's some for me. We may call it Herb Grace O Sunday. Oh, you must wear your rue with a difference. There's a daisy. I'd give you violets. But they withered all when my father died. They say he made a good end. God, have mercy on his soul, on all Christian souls. I pray, God. God be with ye.
Do you see this?
Laertes, I must commune with your grief, or you deny me rights.
Let this be so.
So it shall. And where the offense is, let the great axe fall. I pray you, go with me.
Horatio, ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pirate of very warlike appointment gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, we put on a compelled valor, and in the grapple I boarded them on the instant they got clear of the ship, so I alone became their prisoner. Let the king have the letters I have sent, and repair thou to me with as much speed as thou wouldest fly death. There's a divinity that shapes our ends. Rough hew them how we will. The abject, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, a letter bore to England. This I read. I found Horatio, a clear command, larded with many several sorts of letters, importing Denmark's health and England's too. That on the supervise no leisure bated, know not to stay the grinding of the axe, my head should be struck off. I sat me down, devised a new commission, wrote it fair, and earnest conjecture to the king, that on the view and knowing of these contents, without debatement further more or less, he should the bearers put to sudden death, not shriving time allowed. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England. Farewell, he that knowest thou thine, Hamlet. So, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern go to it. Why, what a king is this?
Laertes, was your father dear to you, or are you like the painting of sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son in deed more than in words?
To cut his throat in the church.
No place indeed should murder sanctuarize. Revenge should have no bounds. We'll bring you a fencing match together, and wager on your heads. He, being remiss, will not peruse the foils, so that you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a passive practice, requite him for your father.
I will do it. And for that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of a mountebank, so mortal that if I gall him slightly, it may be death.
If this should fail, soft, let me see. I have it. If in your motion you are hot and dry, and he calls for a drink, I'll have prepared for you a chalice of the knots, whereon but sipping, if ye perchance escaped your venom sucked, our purpose may hold there.
One woe doth tread upon another's heel, so fast they follow. Your sister's drowned, Laertes.
Drowned? Oh, where?
There is a willow grows aslant a brook. There with fantastic garlands did she come, of crow flowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples. There on the pendant boughs her coronate weeds, clamoring to hang, an envious sliver broke, when down her weedy trophies in herself fell into the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide, and mermaid-like a while they bore her up, which times she chanted snatches of old tunes, as one incapable of her own distress, or as a creature native and endued unto that element. But long it could not be till that her garments, heavy with her drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to a muddy death.
Alas, then, she is drowned?
Drowned.
Too much of water hath thou, poor Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears.
Let's follow, Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage, and now I fear it will give start again. Therefore, let's follow.
herself in her own defense.
Why, 'tis found so.
It must be se offendo. It cannot be else. For here lies the point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act, and an act hath 3 branches to it. It is to act, to do, and to perform. Argyle, she drowned herself wittingly.
But hear you, good man, deliver.
Give me leave. Here lies the water. Good. Here stands the man. Good. If the man go to this water and drown himself, that is, will he, nil he goes. Mark ye that. But if the water go to him and drown him, he drowns not himself. Argyle, he that is not guilty of his own death shortens not his own life.
But is this law?
Aye, marry, 'tis. Croner's quest law.
The truth on it. If she had been a gentlewoman, she would have been buried out all a Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest, and have more pity than a great folk should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves, more than they're even Christian. Come, my spade, there is no ancient gentleman but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. They hold up Adam's profession.
Was he a good man?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none?
What? Art thou a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture says, Adam digged. Could he dig without arms? I'll put another question to thee, and if thou answers me not the purpose, confess thyself.
Go to.
What is he that builds stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker, for that frame outlives 1,000 tyrants.
I like thy wit well, in good faith. The gallows does well. But how does it well? It does well to those that do ill. And now thou dost ill to say that the gallows builds stronger than the church. The gallows may do well to thee. To it, again, come.
Who builds stronger than the mason? The shipwright or the carpenter?
Aye, tell me that, and unyoke.
Mary, I can tell.
Do it.
Mass, I cannot tell.
Cudgel thy brains no more about it, for your dull ass will not mend his pace with beating. And when you are asked this question next, say, a grave maker, for the houses that he make will last till doomsday. Go, get thee to Johann and fetch me a stoup of liquor. In youth when I did love, methought it was very sweet to contract all the time for a behold. Methought there was nothing meet.
Has this lady no feeling of her business, that she sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in her a property of easiness.
But age with its stealing steps hath clawed me in its clutch, and has shipped me until the land as if I'd ever been such.
That skull had a tongue in it, and could sing once, how the knave jowls it to the ground.
A pickaxe and a spade, for a shrouding sheet. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is meet.
There's another. I'll speak to this lady. Whose grave is this, madame?
Mine, sir. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is meet.
I think it indeed be thine, for thou liest in't.
Why, sir, you lie out it, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in't, to be in't, and say it is thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick, therefore thou liest.
'Twas a quick lie, sir. 'Twill away again from me to you.
What man do you dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman then?
For none either.
Who is to be buried in't?
One that once was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she is dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
In all the days in the year, I came to it that our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day young Hamlet was born, he that is mad, and sent into England.
Aye, Mary, why was he sent into England?
Because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or if he do not, 'tis no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him there. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
In good faith, in losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark. I have been sexton here, woman and girl, 30 years.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
In good faith, if he be not rotten before he die, he last you some 8 year or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year.
Why he more than another?
Why, sir? His hide is so tanned with his trade that he'll keep out the water a great while. And your water is sore to care of your wholesome dead body. Here's the skull now. This skull hath laid in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
A whoresome mad fellow's it was. Who do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
A pestilence on him for a mad rogue. A portion of flagon on my head once. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
E'en that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now, your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set a table on a roar? Not one now, to mock your own grinning? Quite chapfallen? Get you to my lady's chamber, and tell her that her paint an inch thick. To this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. But soft, here comes the king. The queen? The courtiers? Who is this they follow? And with such maimed rites?
Hold off the earth a while, till I have once again caught her in my arms.
What? The fair Ophelia?
Sweets to sweets farewell. I hoped thou shouldst have been thy Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have been decked, sweet maid, and not have strewed thy grave.
Hold off the earth a while. A ministering angel shall my sister be. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead, to love this flat a mountain you have made.
Who is he whose grief bears such an emphasis? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul.
I prithee take thy fingers from my throat.
Pluck them asunder.
Hamlet, Hamlet!
Good my lord, be quiet.
Why, I will fight with him upon this theme till my eyelids no longer wag.
Oh, my son, what theme?
I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum.
This is mere madness, and thus a while the fit will work on him.
What is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever, but it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, and the dog will have his day.
Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. An hour of quiet shortly we shall see. Till then, in patience our proceedings be.
Peace, who comes here?
Your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I shall receive it, sir, with all diligence of spirit.
Here is newly come to court, Laertes, believe me, an absolute gentleman, full of most excellent differences, and of very soft society. Indeed, to speak feelingly of him, he is a card or calendar of gentry, for you shall find in him what part a gentleman would see.
What imports the nomination of his gentleman?
The king, sir, hath laid that in a dozen passes between you and him, he shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9, and it would come to immediate trial if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no?
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
Sir, I will walk here in the hall. I shall win for him if I can. If not, I gain nothing but my shame and the odd hits.
Shall I redeliver you, Inso?
To this effect, sir, after what flourish your nature will.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours.
My lord, you will lose this wager.
I do not think. Since he went into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds.
If your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will repair hither and say you are not fit.
Not a whit. We defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, then 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, then 'twill be now. If it be not now, then it will come. The readiness is all. Since no man has aught of what he leaves, what is to leave betimes?
Come, Hamlet, and take this hand from me.
Pardon me, sir. I have done you wrong, but pardon it, as you are a gentleman.
I do receive your offered love like love, and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely, and will this brother's wager frankly play. Give us the swords. Come on.
Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager.
Very well, my lord.
This one is too heavy. Let me see another.
This suits me well. These swords have all a length.
Aye, my good lord.
Set me the stoops of wine upon that table. If Hamlet the first or the second hits, the king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath. And in the cup in union shall he throw, greater than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn.
Come, sir.
Come, my lord.
One.
No.
What, judging?
A hit. A very palpable hit.
Stay, give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Give him.
I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come.
Very well. Again.
Another hit. What say you?
A touch, I do confess.
Our son shall win.
Come, Hamlet, let me wipe thy brow. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Good madam.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you, pardon me.
It is the poisoned cup. It is too late.
Come, Hamlet, let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I'll hit him now.
I do not think it.
And yet, 'tis almost against my conscience.
Come, Laertes. You but dally. I prithee, pass with your best violence.
Say you so. Come on.
Nothing. Neither way.
How about you now?
Look to the queen there, ho!
How is it, my lord? They bleed on both sides.
How is Laertes?
Why, as a woodcock to my own springe ostrich, I'm justly killed with my own treachery.
How dost the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
No, no, the drink, oh my sweet Hamlet, the drink, I am poisoned.
Oh, villainy! Oh, that the doors be locked! Treachery, seek it out!
Oh, Hamlet, Hamlet, I am slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unabated and envenomed. I can no more. The king is to blame.
The point, and venom too, then venom to thy work. Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane. Drink off this potion. Is thy union here? Follow my mother.
He is justly killed in the poison of his own temper. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon thee, nor thine on me.
Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. Oh, I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. Oh, good Horatio, what a wounded name, thing standing thus unknown, shall live behind me. If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. Oh, I die, Horatio. The potent poison quite o'ercrows my spirit. The rest is silence.
Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.